The entire Crypto News Alerts fam, I'm your host JV. We got lots to cover, so let's dive right in. In today's show, Bitcoin due for a new big rally as the RSI copies the 2018 bear market recovery. That's right, and check it. Bitcoin hash rate just hit yet another all-time high, and as they say, Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. Also breaking news, Central African Republic eyes legal framework for crypto adoption. That's right, a 15-member committee is tasked with working on a legal framework that will allow cryptos to operate in the Central African Republic to expedite the development of the national economy. And more big breaking news, Binance Swift banking partner set to ban USD transfers below $100,000. That's right, Binance stressed that the credit and debit card payments will continue to be accepted and that the non-USD bank transfers will still be processed through the Swift payment system. I'll be breaking this down for you. Also in today's show, on-chain metrics flashing crypto market bottom signals, but the macro environment is still wobbly according to the block. Also be breaking this down for you, as well as Ethereum on the verge of a huge milestone following the bullish start to 2023. Also in today's show, top crypto analyst details massive Bitcoin target and says a major paradigm shift is potentially underway. Quoting Kevin Svensson here, that's just what the textbook says. The largest falling wedge in Bitcoin's history has a target of $50,000. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome everyone tuning in here in the live chat. I appreciate each and every one of you. Today is January 22nd, 2023. I'm your host, JV, and this is pod episode number 1171. And as you can see, we got Bitcoin currently trading at $22,800. You can see Bitcoin down just about 1% for the day. We have Ether down 0.86%, trading just above $1,600, while Binance Coin, Polkadot, and some of the alts are still in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we can see the current crypto market cap sitting still above that $1 trillion milestone, which I love to see. I consider that trillion milestone the line in the sand. We also have 50 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and the Bitcoin dominance at 42% even, and the Ether dominance at 19.2%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, Axie Infinity with a massive rise, up 25%, trading at $11.45, followed by Curved Out token up 15%, trading at $1.15, followed by Flow up 14%, trading at $1.19. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, we can still see massive gains on the overall altcoin market, which is a great indicator that a pump is underway. And also checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we can see we're currently rated a 53 neutral, same as yesterday, last week a 52, and last month a 27 in fear. You guys and gals out there, let me know how many of you are short-term bullish versus short-term bearish right now. I'll let your boy in the comments, and later on, I'll be reading all of the questions out loud, and you can literally ask me anything, so stick around. And now checking out the Bitcoin price action, let's break it down. With Bitcoin price gains still coming, the Bitcoin bulls are feeling increasingly confident despite widespread mistrust of the longevity of the current rally. For popular crypto trader Crypto Wolf, a key phenomenon now underway sets Bitcoin's latest recovery apart from others. RSI, which is the relative strength index he noted January 18th, had printed a long-awaited bullish divergence on the weekly timeframes, something which has never happened before. Bitcoin printed a rare weekly RSI bullish divergence and never happened in Bitcoin's history, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, RSI is a fundamental gauge used by traders to determine whether an asset is overbought or oversold at a given price. The weekly print has been long in the making, and its arrival in advance at the end of the year. Quoting Wolf here, technicals were there, the charts were screaming bottom, but as usual, the majority was in full bear mode. And that's right, the market tends to do the opposite of the majority of what they're expecting. And with that, Bitcoin is beginning to repeat the kind of renaissance last seen at the end of its previous bear market in early 2019. Trader and analyst trader Targrade, also known as Alan on social media, thus predicted that good times will continue for a while to come. Quoting him here, Bitcoin has been repeating the pattern in RSI and price action to 2019 bottom on the daily chart. Number one, RSI strong uptrend to overbought zone. Number two, Bitcoin had a significant drop before that. And number three, sudden buyers bought up Bitcoin. Big rally will be following after some consolidation. Now the daily RSI stood at near 87 at the time of this recording, and data from Cointelegraph's Market Pro and TradingView showed its highest price since January of 2021 is right now, months before Bitcoin set a new all-time high of $58,000 in April and $69,000 in November. So there you have it. And as on-chain analyst William Clemente points out, the Bitcoin hash rate hits yet another all-time high. And quoting one of my favorite Bitcoin OG Max Kaiser, the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. So do you agree with some of this analysis that we're likely to consolidate some before continuing on up with this rally as the hash rate is currently suggesting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below, which takes us to our next story of the day as the crypto adoption around the world continues. Let's go. This time we're talking about the Central African Republic, a developing country in Central Africa, set up a 15-member committee responsible for drafting a bill on the use of cryptos and tokenization in the region. And according to them, the president of the Central African Republic says cryptos can potentially help eradicate the country's financial barriers. He believed in creating a business-friendly environment supported by a legal framework of crypto usage. A rough translation of the official press release reads the following: with access to cryptocurrencies, the monetary barriers existing until now will disappear. The main objective of the measures adopted by the government being the development of the national economy. Now, the committee responsible for drafting the crypto bill comprises of 15 experts from 5 ministries of the Central African Republic: Ministry of Mines and Genealogy, Ministry of Waters, Forest, Hunting and Fishing, and the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Ministry of Town Planning, Land Reform, Towns and Housing, and Ministry of Justice, Promotion of Human Rights, and Good Governance. 15 experts, Central Africans, issued to I can't pronounce this, unfortunately, so I'm not going to read that. But nonetheless, through collaboration, the members are tasked with working on a legal framework that will allow cryptos to operate in the Central African Republic and expedite the development of the national economy. Crypto initiatives from the African continent marked another milestone as Nigerian crypto exchange Ragu bagged a virtual currency license from the European Economic Area after 2 years of waiting for permissions from regulatory authorities. And also the CEO, Benjamin, told Cointelegraph that offshore Africans send back over $5 billion to their relatives, and the current remittance system slows the process. Quoting him here, it makes a lot of sense to solve this problem by using crypto as the vehicle. Crypto is a faster and cheaper route that can bridge the gap and help reduce fees in moving money globally. This is the core of the problem we want to solve. He added, I think this is great. I recently saw a video of some adoption in an African country, highly impoverished. And the vendor was selling fruits and food and such, and he was able to accept Bitcoin payments. And the locals were using the Lightning Network on their phones and iPads to be able to send the sats. And when you have hyperinflation and currencies falling apart in these third world countries, it just goes to show you how much is needed to be able to bank the unbanked with Bitcoin and crypto adoption. And I think the game theory is obviously in full effect as more countries around the world continue to adopt Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, which creates more competition, which is a great thing. Now, let's break down a big story of the day everyone's been talking about. I read about this yesterday and I was kind of shocked. I'm like, wow, the legacy system really doesn't want you purchasing cryptocurrency, and they're going to make it as difficult as possible by banning wire transfers using the SWIFT system unless you're making a crypto purchase of over $100,000. Let's break this down, shall we? Binance has informed its retail customer base of a potential incoming service disruption that may halt on and off-ramp bank payment transfers. The service disruption will impact users of the US dollar-held bank accounts that are looking to buy or sell crypto for less than $100,000 via the SWIFT payment system. The disruption will take effect January 1st. They literally only gave you a week and a half's notice. The war on crypto continues. Binance announced the news to its, Binantians, am I pronouncing this right? By email on January 21st, stressing they're now seeking actively a new SWIFT USD partner to avoid service disruptions for future bank transfers. The crypto exchange added that this was the banking partner's decision and that Binance wouldn't be the only trading platform impacted by the change. Quoting them here, this is the case for all of their crypto exchange clients, so not just Binance, all major crypto exchanges. Please be advised that until we're able to find an alternative solution, you may not be able to use your bank account to buy or sell crypto at US dollars via SWIFT with a value of less than $100,000 after February 1st, 2023. This ultimately puts a noose around all crypto investors in the United States. Now, Binance did, however, stress that customers would still be able to use their credit or debit card to buy or sell crypto, and that payments to or from third-party exchanges would still be processed as they outline here in this email. Now, the crypto exchange added that SWIFT-based transfers would remain in operation for non-USD bank transfers, such as the euro. So this is only a concern for those in the United States. If you're in Europe, you're okay. Binance confirmed the change wouldn't impact its corporate accounts. The banking partner involved in Signature Bank is Signature Bank, according to the January 21st report by Bloomberg. The bank set the minimum transaction limit of $100,000 in an effort to decrease its exposure to the digital asset market. At least they're honest. They're telling you we don't want our investors to invest into cryptocurrency unless you're a whale and you're able to afford over $100,000 investment. How does this make you feel? Now, while payment service disruption wasn't Binance's decision, the trading platform has suspended transfers in recent times. Binance recently imposed a temporary suspension on Solana-based USDT and USDC deposits on November 17th, while the exchange also temporarily suspended Ethereum and wrapped Ethereum deposits and withdrawals for about 10 days ahead of the Ethereum merge. So there you have it. How do you think this is likely to impact adoption of cryptocurrency, with SWIFT setting this limit that if you don't have at least $100,000 to make your transaction, that you're not going to do it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. I feel by banning transactions like this, it's just going to make ordinary investors want crypto that much more. I think we can see a huge run up in the price action over the next week and a half as investors are getting their last buys in before they get blocked from using the SWIFT system ever again to purchase their crypto. So I do think this can be good, even though it seems like doom and gloom, like, oh my God, investors can't purchase crypto. Fortunately, there's always going to be alternative ways to purchase crypto using a debit card, credit card, etc. But nonetheless, now let's break down our next story of the day and break down the latest on-chain metrics as per Into the Block. Let's break it down. Market intelligence platform Into the Block says even though on-chain data is hinting at a bear market bottom for crypto assets, the overall macro environment still shaky. In the new article, the crypto analytics firm finds that the number of long-term Bitcoin hodlers or traders who have owned Bitcoin for at least a year burgeoned into 2022, noting the investor class is known for purchasing the king crypto during bear markets and creating a support level, quoting them here, hodlers supporting a bottom. Long-term Bitcoin hodlers historically take advantage of bear markets to buy Bitcoin. In 2022, we saw the amount of Bitcoin owned by addresses holding for over 1 year increase by over 50% from 10 million BTC to 15 million BTC. And this pattern has been observed in the previous bear markets, with hodlers' balance decreasing only after new highs are set. That's right. And the article also finds that half of the Bitcoin hodlers are currently underwater, which was the case the last few times that Bitcoin found its bear market bottom. Quoting them here, previous bear markets have bottomed after getting to the point where 50% or more of the hodlers are losing money on their positions, classified as out of the money by Into the Block. And according to them, stocks and cryptos, particularly Bitcoin, have begun correlating again after the collapse of the prominent crypto exchange FTX caused their past to branch off. However, the firm notes that though current conditions resemble bear market conditions of the past, it's hard to pinpoint what is on the horizon for Bitcoin. At least they're honest. Quoting them here, macro correlations are back after diverging and passed throughout the FTX collapse. Crypto and stocks have been moving in tandem again. The correlation coefficient between the NASDAQ and Bitcoin is back up to 0.86 currently, suggesting a very strong statistical relationship between the two. On-chain metrics from the previous bear markets follow previous bottoming patterns, but the increasing relevance of these macro factors still casts uncertainty on whether the recent price action marks the beginning of the bull market or just a bull trap. And that, my friend, is the million-dollar question. So let me know in the comments. Do you feel this is the beginning of a bull market or just a big major bull trap? Holla at your boy in the comments right down below, which leads us to our next story of the day, discussing the latest of what's going on with Ethereum, the largest cryptocurrency by market cap when it comes to smart contracts. Let's break it down. Here we go. ETH's price is rallying throughout the past couple of weeks, but that's not the only news adding to Ethereum's bullish momentum this month. The decentralized computer network is closing in on 100 million Ethereum addresses. Crypto prices continue to swell with capital inflows as we enter the second half of January. Positive macroeconomic data continues to work its magic on asset valuations across the board. The S&P 500 index and the NASDAQ have continued their year rally with crypto prices in tow, and the strengthening correlation correlation between crypto prices and stock prices indicates crypto's maturity and adoption at this stage. But the reviving Ethereum price action is not the only long-term bullish indicator materializing at the moment. Activity and usage of the Ethereum network keeps sailing to new all-time highs. That's right, the number of Ethereum addresses with a non-zero balance keeps running higher. It reached a record high of 92.5 million addresses this week, according to fresh data from Glassnode Analytics, and active addresses on Ethereum are also on the rise with a heavy spike in recent activity. How many of you are currently bullish on Ethereum? Let me know in the comments. Active addresses are a measure of the number of unique addresses that are transacted as a sender or receiver, and only those that successfully completed a transaction are counted. So Ethereum users aren't just holding their Ether, they're also using it to run programs on the network. Even though the crypto price winter took out some crypto exchanges and custodians, it has not paused demand for new addresses and transactions. And while the drama and scandal of these crypto startup failures make for some wild headlines, it doesn't paint a true picture of the progress of the crypto ecosystem making in development, adoption, and usage. And at its current rate of growth, Ethereum addresses can hit the 100 million mark by Q2. And let me know if you feel that will likely happen next quarter of this year. Now, the number of unique Ethereum addresses is seen as a good proxy indicator of the overall level of adoption. It shows you that Ethereum adoption is on the march. That's right. Day traders aren't just pushing the line for the Ethereum price up and down on a candlestick chart. People are actually adopting and using the centralized finance applications and paying ETH for gas fees to run them. And here are some interesting ways people are using Ethereum in a list made by Consensus. The fallout from the catastrophic collapse of the crypto exchange FTX is spreading, and the so-called crypto winter, which has dragged on for months, shows no signs of letting up. So there you have it. Do you think Bitcoin or Ethereum is likely to outpace the other? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Previous cycles, we always had Ethereum outpacing the king crypto, so we'll see if things stay intact or things change. Holla at your boy. And with that being shared, now let's discuss a potential $50,000 textbook prediction as per crypto analyst Kevin Svensson. He tells his 120,000 Twitter followers that a bullish macro shift is happening now for the king crypto. Send it and let's frickin' go. Quoting the analyst here, we're now breaking the largest falling wedge in Bitcoin's history. It stems back from 2021 to 2022 to 2023. We're starting to break out. We have got to, of course, get some daily and weekly closes above this trend line, but this could be a major paradigm shift for the prices of Bitcoin. And really the most interesting part about this is if you take the falling wedge measurement for the target and you bring it over to the breakout zone, it exceeds $50,000. That's just what the textbook says. The largest falling wedge in Bitcoin's history has a target of $50,000. Send it and let's get this party started, shall we? A falling wedge pattern is traditionally a bullish formation that suggests a trend reversal as an asset prints a higher high and a downtrend after a confirmed breakout. And in a new video, Svensson highlights that he does not see a Bitcoin rally to $50,000 as something that can happen right away. Quoting the analyst, it is likely going to take Bitcoin a long time to get there, and saying prices like $50,000 seems completely absurd to most people, but this is usually what Bitcoin does. It usually does the thing that you don't think it is going to do. Amen. And to watch this video with Kevin Svensson entitled Major Bullish Trend Shift with Bitcoin, check the show notes below the video in the description and let me know your thoughts surrounding his $50,000 Bitcoin price prediction, and by what month do you feel this can potentially be a reality. Also like to share, just yesterday, Max Kaiser said, Daniela, when are you going to have me back on the show? Referring to Stansberry Research, where Max made some very bullish predictions last month when Bitcoin was at like a low, right? He was still extremely bullish, talking about the network fundamentals. And ultimately, Daniela said, I'll allow you back on my show, I guess because she felt disrespected by Max. If you watched it, you know what I'm saying. And she said, I'll have you back on the show when Bitcoin returns to 200, or when it hits your target of 220,000. And then Max responded to Daniela, well, looks like I'll see you in 6 months. So Max Kaiser is ultimately saying 220,000 is in play for the king crypto, and it can potentially happen within the next 6 months. Wouldn't that be something? There's a lot of obviously very bullish analysts right now, as many of the indicators have flipped from bearish too bullish. Plan B, very optimistic with the price action. Stock to Flow is still predicting $100,000 Bitcoin price between 2024 and 2025. Credible Crypto still calling for $100,000 Bitcoin price target this year. Tim Draper still calling for a $250,000 Bitcoin price target this year. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But let me know when you feel the Bitcoin price will return to an all-time high, surpassing and eclipsing the previous 69,000 all-time high we hit back in November of 2021. Holla at your boy in the comments right down below. And with that being shared, now let's dive into some live Q&A where you can literally ask me anything that you like. And welcome to everyone just joining, and shout out to everyone here in the chat. Welcome, Ellen. Good to see you. Paul, SpongeBob SquarePants. Mikey likes it. We got Matthew C. Wow, we got lots and lots of people in the chat, which I love to see. Digital Dankness, always a pleasure, family. Matthew says 2 more halvings and our inflation rate is under 1%, which should make it twice the market cap of gold. That's about $1 million per coin. Send it. Cannot frickin' wait. I'm over here trying to float in the sky, says Digital Dankness. Dan says you can buy 4,400 sats for $1 and you're buying pot. I love this channel. Dankness says, Dan, I make enough yearly in dividends and crypto that I can afford pot. I fought for medical legalization. Shout out to all those smoking legal cannabis. I fought for medical legalization so those who needed not to sit on the couch in their mom's house eating cake. That's right. You could take advantage of cannabis and still be productive. It's your option. I think it's kind of like a magnifier, kind of like money is a magnifier. You see someone's true colors when they come across some real money, and a bad person's going to do bad things. A good person's going to do good things. Just like a gun, it's not good or bad. It's how you use the gun. A good person's going to use the gun to save someone's life. A bad person's going to use the gun to take someone's life. And I kind of look at pot as the same way. You can use it to be lazy and fill yourself with excuses on why you should do nothing and stack no sats, or you can use it and maybe you can get lifted and it can motivate you to work out stronger and harder and ultimately level up and stack more sats. You know what I mean? Get in tune with your higher self. It has a different effect on every individual, just saying. But I hear you, crypto is the long term. Pot disappears in a series of small fires. Sailing says JV should have the Bitcoin price live in the chat. I wish, family, but we got it live on the screen at least. That, hopefully that's good enough. Right now we're trading back to 22,700. So, I mean, BTFD, buy that freaking dip. Or should I say nowadays during the pump, buy that freaking pump, because who knows? What if we just keep pumping? Yeah, man, it's wild. Damn, 23,000 is giving us carrots, says Selling with Twins. I say we take out 25,000 and then 30,000 is likely next, and then to the moon. Dan says JV show kicks off the pump shortly after it goes off air. And a correlation, not sure, but I'm not hating it. Well, we'll keep pumping the price. Don't worry about that. Matthew says we need to close above 22,000 tomorrow. Okay, so that's the line in the sand. Weekend pumps and weekend dumps don't usually mean too much. Good point. Tough Cookie says, I like the dollar cost average with my morning coffee and crypto news alerts. This is going to be my new thing. I love it. Appreciate that. Thanks for the support, chat. Appreciate y'all. We all buy together and pump the price. RIP hole in 23,000, says Selling with Twins. That's right. Matthew makes a prediction, says I think $150,000 to $300,000. So 220,000 is right in the middle of my target of what I've been seeing in charting. But I got to say, they held the price down so much with futures. That's right. And I'm referring to Max's 220,000 price target, which he says is absolutely still in play. And adoption gets better with every bull run. You ain't kidding. Dan says at Sunday, give thanks to the Almighty God. God bless. Then get your Bitcoin off the exchanges. Take heed while the banks are closed. Then get back in time for the show to start. Sage advice, family. Matthew says, I read recently that over 20% of U.S. citizens that make over $100,000 per year hold Bitcoin. That's what's up. I mean, all the smart people do. So it seems you want to be one of those 20%ers and not the 80%, right? Are you sure it wasn't 20% had 100,000 in unrealized losses? LOL, Tough Cookie. Sailing says 20% of citizens hold Bitcoin. Story. I mean, pretty fantastic. How many of you here obviously are holding Bitcoin right now? Let me know in the comments right down below. And let's continue here. Yeah, it said making over 100,000. That's probably not a small percentage of U.S. citizens. The median annual is 55,000, I believe. Good insights. Thanks for sharing. Dan says, God praise. Bitcoin transferred. Like and smash. Let's freaking go. Let's get it. Bring facts. Good morning, family. It is good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Kevin, good morning, fam. Pump it up like Joe Budden. Pump it up. We was leaving, we was done. Then she said, can my peoples come? Classic. Good Sunday morning, JV. I appreciate that. SpongeBob SquarePants, thanks for spending your special Sunday here with us with Crypto News Alerts. Matthew says 16 trillion fiat pumped in 2020 and 2021. How much during the next quantitative easing? Good question. Bitcoin will go parabolic between the halving and fiat printing. I think you're right, family. AXS, Axie Infinity, has a huge amount of tokens given to founders. Thanks for sharing, Matthew. Dan says, last 2 Sunday nights, Bitcoin jumped $1,500. Will tonight make it a hat trick? We shall soon see. Everyone said $8,000 to $12,000 Bitcoin. Bitcoin said, F what you thought. That's right. Bitcoin does its own thing, obviously on its own trajectory, and it doesn't matter what you think. It's still going to do its own thing, and it's in its own lane. Mikey says, Johnny Bravo loves that Lux algorithm or algo with Bitcoin, and we're now within or above it at this level. What is your view on this indicator? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Mikey. If you could further clarify. Dankness says, if you are to follow the 2019 rhyme, then we still drop after a nice pump, and then the bull run begins after a lower bottom. Good morning, Lazarus. Good to see you. Paul, welcome. Good to see you as well. Matthew, but we have a double bottom from summer of 2021 and November of 2021. Bitcoin has made a triple bottom after one cycle. Lots of possibilities. That's what's up. I feel better buying here than $60,000, says Tough Cookie. Amen. SpongeBob says the FDIC just gave a dire warning with coming to America real soon. Get your money out of the bank. That's right. The powers that be, the corrupt central bankers that are creating these CBDCs, which is going to be a total totalitarian society, unfortunately. They don't want you to have crypto. They couldn't make it any more clear. You have 10 more days to take advantage of Swift to purchase crypto, and you must, after that, February 1st, you're going to need at least $100,000 to get in the game. So many crypto investors right now sitting on the sidelines looking to go ape-ish and get that crypto. You feel me? If you're mad about Swift telling you what you can't buy, you're going to hate CBDCs, Dan Drummond said. Facts, preach. Tough says CBDCs to Bitcoin till outlawed. I mean, I'm not even going to participate with CBDCs. That's why I started stacking Satoshis back in 2017. I was well aware of the global agenda of the corrupt banking cartels and what they wanted to do to us. And many of you here are up on that as well. So, be safe out there, fam. Mikey Likes It sent me a super chat contribution. I greatly appreciate that for helping support the channel. Much love to the fam. That's over 2 million USD to a Bitcoin whale, Steve. Steve Kingston says, guess the sarcasm didn't show up in the text. Ellen, good morning to you as well. I see it's a big major bull trap, says Steve W. Okay. And where do you think we're likely to dump? Do you feel it's happening anytime soon, or do you think we'll continue to rise up to 25 before the big dump? Let me know your thoughts. David says, are all the fraudsters shook out yet? Many of them are, thank God. Ellen, a beautiful rainy day here. Matthew says, depending on the chart, Steve, you're saying the top was in April of 2021 or November of 2021. If April, this is the longest drawdown or bear cycle in history. Ellen says, we'll be getting more 6 to 12 inches of snow. Stay warm out there inside with the fireplace. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Having start at 50,000. Oh my, could you imagine that? Hey, JV and Crypto News Alerts fam, look who's back. Welcome, Bitcoin Maximus. Good to see you. Steve says it haven't been 4 years since the blow off top, but Bitcoin is different now, being traded on the Dow Jones. SpongeBob says, watch Robert. Is that Robert Kiyosaki? Let me see here. I lost it. Oh, let's see. Where were we at? SpongeBob, I worked in the medical field for years. Confused patients were either sweet or nasty. True personality with no filters. Yeah, for real. Max spent the morning listening to a 10 bag and 20 bag of silver gold miners. Steve says cleaning up. 2 more storms this week in Maine. Puerto Rico looks better all the time. Well, it is always warm here, that's for sure. When historic gold price didn't even make the news, it's a racket. That's right. Ellen says, Timothy put in a little today. See if there's a little bit more pullback Monday and then a little more. Even pull back and let it sink in. Trini, good to see you. Good morning, family. Phil C, welcome. Bitcoin pump makes everything better. Amen. Preach. Even more important, get your money out of the banks and your retirement. Thanks for the reminder. Lazaro, I appreciate the super chat contribution. He says, your thoughts on Aptos and optimism. I wish I can give you an intelligent answer, but I obviously follow the overall charts. I know Aptos has been one of the biggest gainers as of recent, and I know a lot of people, analysts in particular, bullish on optimism, but I don't know enough about the particular projects. I'm not investors in them, and I don't want to give my opinion on something I don't know enough about. So, but if you have some insights you would like to share with me, please do share, and I can always research and do some insights, and maybe the following show I can have an opinion on these particular cryptos. So if anyone has any insights on Aptos or thoughts or optimism, please do let us know. Tough Cookie says 70% Bitcoin and 12% ETH, 18% Matic and Link in various DeFi metaverse and gaming plays. That's what's up. Bring Facts says big day. A selection of the next 4 strains I grow. That's what's up. Matthew says optimism is tricky, has great adoption and uses, but huge amounts of coins not unlocked. A huge amount. And Tough says, oh, in the layer ones. Sailing, bring facts. Good luck, buddy. And okay, that's it. OP is on the Ethereum blockchain, so I guess it's an ERC20 token. Ellen says, can you put your pensions in gold and Bitcoin? Call up a gold company like Patriot Gold and they'll move it for you. That's what's up. I mean, personally, if I had some form of retirement that wasn't Bitcoin and it was a traditional financing thing, I would absolutely put all of my savings into cryptocurrency, because you don't know if fiat is going to even be around for the long haul. With hyperinflation, it can get devalued as Bitcoin continues to outpace currencies and everything else around the world. I don't think that will slow down anytime soon. You know what I mean? It's a monthly check. Fiat paid monthly till I die, says Matthew. Steve Kingston says we think alike, Ellen. And Bring Facts says thinking of tooth decay, double grape. He's all about his cannabis. Ghost train and bloody skunk. All sounds delicious to me. I don't know about bloody skunk. That doesn't sound so appealing to me. But all the others, I'm all over it. Mikey says Lux algo indicator, some used for trend catching. Thanks for telling me. Reversal zones, timing and target, exact market tops and bottoms. Bravo loves it, but not sure if others like for Bitcoin. No worries. Well, thanks for sharing and bringing it to my attention. I appreciate it. So many options, says Facts. That's a good thing, right? The dollar's on the verge of collapse. Maybe this week, says Ellen. Nice, man. Sounds good. Steve says, Ellen, just like crypto, it's not yours unless it's in a hard wallet. Same with gold. You need physical in your possession. That's right. I bet you most people who think they own gold, they probably have a paper note. No different than a fiat currency. And then your gold is probably held in a vault and you're not even holding your actual asset. This is a problem because there may be more notes in circulation than physical gold. Just like dollars. There's more dollars, in circulation than they're actually, on numbers, the debt, what is it, $30 trillion or something outrageous, a new all-time high? Is there actually $30 trillion in circulation? I highly doubt that, right? Welcome to the fiat standard. Crazy. I have physical gold and silver, says Ellen. Well, that's awesome. So, for example, if you had an ounce of gold, where do you store it? Do you put it in a safe? You just put it somewhere? Hopefully, it's not in a safety security deposit box at a bank, because they can just confiscate your gold as they have in the past. You know what I mean? XRP will be the next fiat, says Matthew. That's my guess. Trini says, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. That's right. Not your keys, not your cheese. Tell that to Mickey Mouse. In fact, I have so much silver, I can't pick up the bag. It's too heavy. So that's the downside. Try traveling, the portability of it. So now you physically have it, which is great. But what if ish hit the fan? You have to exit New York and you need to go, let's say, to El Salvador. You obviously can't travel with your 1,000-pound bag of silver. When I think of that, I think of Scrooge McDuck from, what was it? Not Tailspin. It was one of those cartoons growing up. And he would go swimming in his gold, like his gold pool. You know what I mean? With all the coins. Ripple is doing the rails for CBDCs as stated at the World Economic Forum. That's right. And also the fork of Ripple XRP, which is Stellar Lumens, also being embraced by CBDCs and the World Economic Forum. You ain't telling no lies. Paul says, and if you forgot to ask Ellen what the PIN number was to the vault. Right. But nonetheless, fam, now for a recap, which is basically the big finish of what I covered with you here in today's show. We discussed the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin is due for a new big rally as the RSI copies the 2018 bear market recovery. We also shared that the Bitcoin hash rate just hit a new all-time high and the Bitcoin price tends to follow the hash rate. We also discussed that the Central African Republic eyes legal framework for crypto adoption, which is a great sign for the crypto and Bitcoin game theory in full effect. We also discussed breaking news of Binance Swift banking partner set to ban USD transfers below $100,000, and that's just not Binance but all crypto exchanges. Also in today's show, we discussed on-chain metrics are flashing crypto market bottom signals, but the macro environment is still wobbly according to Into the Block. We also discussed that Ethereum is on the verge of a huge milestone following the bullish start to this year, as well as a $50,000 Bitcoin price prediction from crypto analyst Kevin Svensson, who says that's just what the textbook says. The largest falling wedge in Bitcoin's history has a target of $50,000. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Enjoy the rest